Guernsey Mind is a mental health charity. We have 5 people working for us. We're based up at the Lions Mind Centre, and we're really focused on promoting positive mental health in the community. So this year we've really thought, actually in Guernsey we spend a lot of time playing sport, and we talk a lot about performance and about being able to be a better sports person. And actually within that, our mental well-being is really important, that we take care of our well-being, A, because it's really good for performance, but also because there's an opportunity to look at your teammates, understand when things are going wrong, and maybe just to reach out a little bit.
Whatever kind of challenges you face with mental health, whether it's depression, stress, or you're feeling low, can be a really lonely place. And I think that we all turn to our sports as a release and as a way of having some fun and a way of lifting ourselves, and being able to have someone there that we feel we can talk to as well just makes it more valuable, and it just helps keep everybody on track.
Well, I mean, what we're finding is, especially with the elite athletes, that the mental well-being is sort of very, very important for them. It's one of those things which people are speaking about a lot more nowadays, which is obviously really positive. Obviously in sport, it's a very emotional pastime, if you like, very emotional hobby to have, and if you invest a lot of importance in it, in how you do, then it can have you very, very high at one stage and very, very low at other stages. So because of that, I think the recognition of sort of, where anyone is at any one time, if they're suffering injuries or just poor form or whatever, just being maybe recognising that they might need some help other than just the actual physical coaching to try and get back to where they were before.
Just because we're in a rock on an island and away from the mainland doesn't mean that we haven't got these issues here. I've seen it firsthand as well in Guernsey, so involved in the role that I play, I've recognised triggers and had talks with people and realise that the situation is here as well, and top professional athletes have had this problem and will continue to have this problem, and so we've got to try and tackle it as best we can.
It is really tough to balance everything out, because there are some people with very important jobs that work long hours. There are some parents that struggle to get cover and babysitting, and when you're talking about 2 training sessions a week, some gym sessions in the week, and matches then some of which are away in the UK, it can be really hard to balance. But I think because we have been doing this for a few years, most people that have been involved for a while have found that balance and have got good people around them to help.
The Team Talk campaign is about offering training to coaches, athletes and team managers about mental health, so helping them to understand what it means to have a mental health condition, how to recognise the symptoms in a teammate, and to know what to do when they recognise those symptoms.
I think the mental health training has been really useful for me in particular. I think even from my own experience suffering in the way that I do, it's very easy for people to hide things, and being able to pick up on the signs that perhaps somebody is experiencing some difficulty is really important. It's not always as obvious as we think it is, so the training will really help with that.
We're trying to be as athlete-centred as we can. That's one of the sort of buzzwords that we use, and if you're being athlete-centred and the athlete you're centred around is struggling with emotional or mental needs at any one time, then you want to try and be able to address that. And I think it's all very well doing coaching qualifications, but they don't necessarily prepare you for that side of things. So being part of the campaign is pretty vital for that element of it, and kind of ties together nicely with the more technical and sort of specific sports stuff, I think.
All of our Team Talk ambassadors are well known in the local sports scene, and their role is really to promote positive mental health in action, and this time in sport.
Here at Guernsey Ladies Rugby Club, we think that we are a family, and we always talk about the GLR family being important to us. And I think that we do have really good network around us as players, with coaches and other members of the rugby club that are part of our family, and we think we've got a good network to be able to help each other and offer help where we can. And as an ambassador for the Team Talk project, hopefully I can be that link between all of them.
Eventually our aim is to work with all 50 local sports and to have the word about positive mental health promoted as widely as possible.
I think the power of sport and that community and that social element through sport is really, really powerful.
What I was really pleased to see when I sort of got involved with the Guernsey Mind awareness was having sort of even more support network out there than what we're lucky to have now. some sports haven't got that situation that we've got. So there's help out there, and go and utilise what is out there, because it's fantastic.
To find out more about the Guernsey Mind Team Talk campaign and to sign up for our training, visit our website. We're definitely stronger as a team.